It's truly amazing that actually 25 years has passed since we carried out Canada's first islet transplant. And looking back over those 25 years, we were very fortunate that the Alberta Diabetes Research Foundation came and funded our research, because back then, when we wanted to carry out Canada's first islet transplant, no one wanted to fund our research. I mean, they looked at it as strictly as a research, and it wasn't ready for prime time or clinical activity. And we're very fortunate people such as Donna Browski and Judy and Joanne Langner and Art and many others decided, and these were people that lived within Edmonton, that really had something in common. They all had a diabetic child, and so they decided, why not form our own foundation, the Alberta Diabetes Research Foundation, which was called at the time. And they decided that all the money they would raise for the islet program would stay in Edmonton. My colleagues, Garth Warnock, Norm Kniedemann, and Eddie Ryan, that we decided we should proceed with the islet transplant. Then from 1989 to 1990, one of the things that we continue to do is we continue to build a team, and many of my colleagues are here today. Greg Corbett is here, James Shapiro, and others. We continue to build a team, and then under the leadership of James Shapiro in 1999, we decided to consider starting to transplant patients using what became known as the Edmonton Protocol. And with the Edmonton Protocol, clinical success improved from 10% to 100% of our patients became insulin independent. What really set the standard worldwide for islet transplantation. Unfortunately, in Canada, there's only 400 pancreases, and there's 6,000 new type 1 diabetics. So if we could get every pancreas, we'd only get transplant maybe 10% of the patients. So the challenge we have now is to develop an unlimited source of tissue. And so the work that's going on with my colleagues in the Alberta Diabetes Institute is either working with stem cells as a possible source, or using what we call xenografts or pig islets that we could transplant into the diabetic patients. If successful, and then we would really solve the islet supply problem, because we'd have an unlimited source. We're very fortunate. You can't solve it. You know a little bit. People ask, don't you feel threatened that they're going to be smarter than you? Hell, they're all smarter than me. Okay, okay. So why, and I think it's just bringing these people together under one roof, that have certain expertise and working under a common goal, and mine and theirs being the islet program. And I think one of the things that truly in Edmonton we're very fortunate is having the Alberta Diabetes Foundation in place that raises money specifically to fund research.
We have you stand up.
It's a video.
Oh,
it's your thing.
10 years. Did you know that? Well, we have to have you as a show and tell. Sure. A gala.
It changed my life. I guess when you think of diabetes growing up, it affects people around you. It affects families. It affects your friends. And it's not my life. It's everybody's life. So in our case, my wife, as an example, doesn't have to worry if I won't wake up in the morning. I, as a diabetic, don't have to think about, do I need to refuel? Do I need to have food in me? And that food will get me through the next half hour, or the next hour, or the next 2 hours. A diabetic makes a decision when you're brittle and you're a critical diabetic. You make a decision roughly every half an hour to an hour, which can be a life-changing decision. Do I have enough gas to run those stairs today? To get to the next meeting, to get to the next football game, to get whatever it is that you're doing in your life. So for me, it's changed that, but it's changed the people around me. It's changed the friends. They don't feel so on edge all the time. I was fortunate. In 2004, I had my first transplant, and I've been insulin-free for 10 years. It's my 10-year anniversary. I can tell you that before that, I could not remember not being a diabetic. There was nothing that I could think about that didn't have something related to the disease growing up and all through my life until this transformable change in my life. now for 10 years, it's, I mean, I've even missed a meal. I don't want my doctors to hear that, but I've even actually missed a meal. And everything's been fine. I didn't have to worry about low blood sugar. We were able to just function normally as anybody else can in society and throughout your day-to-day lives. It's life-changing and mind-boggling, to be quite honest with you. Diabetes as a disease affects your body in many ways. In our family, there was 2 of us growing up. My brother didn't make it past his mid-30s. I'm here. I'm here because of those advancements. Think about that with a child that's just been diagnosed. They're just looking at how do I cope with this? And if the future looks bleak to the families, this kind of a treatment, this kind of a transplant, this research that we're doing in Alberta that's world-class and world-leading research, and it's not done in other places around the world, this is the best place to have this disease. Because I know with the talented scientists we have here, we'll move this bar forward, and the cure is just around the corner. It's here, it's on our doorstep. And I'm confident we'll all be cured. And those children that are being diagnosed right now won't have to look for that, losing a sibling, losing a brother, losing whatever. The families can be assured that their lives will be better and they'll be whole. They'll have whole lives all throughout.
Help us find a cure.